Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you from the Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule collection. This is Diaclone Universe Twin Twist. So there he is on the packaging, looking very cool. Love sort of how they depict him in that sort of diving action pose there, looking so cool there. On the front, there is the Diaclone Twin Twist. And you do see, I think that is Whirl up in the corner there. For some reason, looks like almost like the Generations Whirl up there in the corner. It's been way too long since we've seen a Whirl figure. Hopefully that's a maybe hint for a future figure. But anyways, looking very cool on the front of the packaging. I just love this package design and very cool. So Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule collection. He is a deluxe class figure. You get all your logos here, Transformers Generations logo, Takatomi. On the side, you get your standard Decepticon crew on this side. And on this side, you get your Autobot crew there. We've all seen it before. Product information on the bottom and Wreck and Rule collection, Transformers Legacy on the top. Now, on the back, you do get some product images. There's Diaclone Universe Twin Twist in his Diaclone colors, and he converts in 18 steps to his alt mode there. And he does come with the Headmaster there, which is looking very nice, very Diaclone-y. So yeah, that is about it for the packaging. Let's get Diaclone colored Twin Twist out of the box. See what this guy's all about. Okay, so your Diaclone Universe Twin Twist out of the box. And before we get into his details, let's take a look at his accessories. He does come in two big blasters. They're done in a red plastic with some nice silver paint over the top. It's a really nice molded detail. And if you guys have the Titans return release of this figure, you know what to expect there. And they do just combine like so. So you can have him holding it by the 5mm port that's created when you combine them, or you can break it apart. Have him wielding two guns at the same time. So a very cool gun. I always like that weapon there. So let's take a look at the details on this guy. Getting in close on the head sculpt, you see some very nice silver paint for the face. And there are some powder blue eyes under there. It's a little bit difficult to see because of the helmet there, but they are there. Now taking a look down the torso here, love this middle piece here of the torso. It's some nice molded detail, some nice gunmetal gray here to pick out some highlights there. Again, sort of a light silver wash on this little piece here. And you get the Wreckers logo done in a really cool metallic paint there, so it's very cool. And you get some nice red and yellow paint on the arms and on the knees. And just loving the contrast on this figure, loving that dark blue against the red and the highlights of the red and yellow paint there. Looking very, very cool, very, very Diaclone. And yeah, I forgot how sort of beefy this figure is. There's no hollow parts at all. That's how he looks from the back. This is actually a very nice figure, feels very solid. And I don't really feel any looseness at all. So overall, a very cool figure. And just bringing in DK2 guard for a quick comparison. There's some Diaclone comparisons there. And DK2 guard stands a little bit taller. So taking him out of the picture here, and let's get get his head popped off here. This is a Headmaster, as you all know. So getting in close on this little dude. So turn his head around. And actually, yeah, I was surprised. There actually is some paint. We can get a close up right there. There is some paint on his face there. It's very difficult to see, but it's there. And again, just done that same blue and red. And I really love the deco on this little guy. And he just folds up and he can be put back like so. And because this is a Headmaster, it has a very nice range of motion. So you can go forward and back, side to side. Of course, you can do the full 360. So just getting into some quick articulation here. His arms are on a hinge joint, so they can hinge out like that. They can go the full 360 like so. And he does have an upper bicep swivel, so you can get full 360 there. Whoop. Oh, accidentally put his hand away there. So you get a full 360 there, and you get more than a 90 degree on the elbow because of transformation. There's a double joint there, so you get some nice movement there. Unfortunately, there's nothing at the wrist. As you saw, it does just pop in there for transformation. So getting those arms out of the way. There is a lower waist swivel here, which was pretty much standard for the day when these Titans Return figures came out. He can do the full splits, which is very nice. And it is all just a ball joint there, and it's actually very tight. And you do get an upper thigh swivel there, and you get about 90 degrees for the legs. And there's nothing at the ankle, so this was kind of before we got into all the ankle pivoting and stuff like that. So all in all, a pretty decent set of articulation on this guy. He's a little bit difficult to pose. I think I'm just very used to, the sort of modern day figures, but a very cool figure nonetheless. So let's just get him armed up here with his blasters. And we'll pause and we'll get into his alt mode. Alright, so here with Diaclone Twin Twist all transformed into his alt mode. Let's take a look at his details here. First and foremost, let's take a look at the drill parts here on the front. Done in a very nice silver paint, which is pretty much the same as we saw with his weapons here. Going down the figure, you see a nice translucent red plastic for the cockpit there. You do see that red and yellow paint come through on his knees there for the alt mode there. And I think the highlight of this figure is the tank treads here on the side, done in a really nice gunmetal gray. And I think the sculpted detail on these tank treads are just done very, very well. And I kind of forgot what a cool alt mode this guy is. Unfortunately, I sold my Titans Return Twin Twist, which I'm kind of kicking myself now. Don't really have anything to compare it with, but I will compare it with the old school Diaclone toy, which I have right here. So there he is, the old Diaclone Twin Twist and the new Diaclone Universe Twin Twist from the Legacy line. And let's take a look at some comparison. So almost the same shade of blue. I mean, I think they did a really good job of emulating that old school Diaclone blue there. Very, very nice. Some obvious differences here. This is the gray and blue version, and but pretty much the same thing. So yeah, there's a quick comparison between old and new. So taking him away and just getting into the inclusion of the Headmaster and the weapons. Now the weapons can, they can go apart like that, and you can plug them in on either side like so. There's a port here, and there's a port on either side, so you can have him armed up like so. And as far as the Headmaster, you can open up the cockpit. And as I remember, this is a little bit tricky to get open. I always had trouble opening this up, so there we go. And you can pretty much put the Headmaster inside there, and that just plugs in like so. So you can have the Headmaster sitting in there piloting the Twin Twist there. So very cool. So that's one thing you can do. You can also take the Headmaster out, and let's take that out and close that and get the weapons off. So again, you can combine the weapons like so. And you can also have this little guy sitting on the weapon here. So he just plugs in like so. So you can have him, it's kind of like a little sled there. And also, again, you can either plug him in on either side and just kind of have him on the side there, which is, I kind of like this look. It's a little bit of a sidecar there. So there it is. Just kind of cruising with the Headmaster there. So that is one look. So it's a lot of playability with this toy like the original figure did. So very, very cool. So I'm going to just pause right here and give you some final thoughts. All right, so some final thoughts on Diaclone Universe Twin Twist. It was really nice revisiting this figure, actually. I really like the mold. I love the alt mode, and the robot mode is just as good. And I think it's a really great update and a very nice addition to the Diaclone collection. It's going to look great on my Diaclone shelf. And there's just a quick comparison of the old school Diaclone figure and bot mode. So yeah, I think this is a very good pickup. If you guys see this out in the wild, definitely pick them up, especially if you're collecting all these sort of Diaclone repaints. It is a must-have for your collection. So anyways, this has been the video review for Transformers Legacy, the Wreck and Rule Collection, Diaclone Universe Twin Twist. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.